Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a literally game-changing guide for our everyday lives, straight from the Experts Academy's Safe Digital Schools series. We're zeroing in on their vital module about mental well-being in the digital age. You know, if you've ever felt like your phone is secretly running your life, well, you are in exactly the right place. Let's get right into it. So I want you to be totally honest with yourself for a second. Who actually controls your day? You or your notifications? Think about your morning routine. What's the very first thing you do when you open your eyes? Do you stretch, maybe take a deep breath, or do you blindly reach over to grab your phone, instantly flooding your brain with a dozen alerts before your feet even hit the floor? Okay, let's dive into this. From the very moment we wake up, technology is just so deeply woven into our day. Picture this, right? You open your eyes and immediately check your messages. Then, notifications keep popping up while you're eating breakfast. You're watching videos or mindlessly scrolling through social media while you're walking to school or commuting to work. By the time you actually sit down at your desk, you've already consumed this massive mountain of digital info. It's just a constant, nonstop stream of input. Now, we absolutely have to acknowledge the incredible benefits here. Digital tech is amazing. It helps us learn, communicate, and stay connected globally. But there's a flip side. When we use all this tech without any real balance, it silently and steadily deteriorates our well-being. It starts to erode our sleep quality. It completely fractures our focus so we can't concentrate on a single task. And ultimately, it negatively impacts our real-world relationships and our overall mental health. Now, you might be thinking, well, I don't have a screen addiction, so I'm totally fine. But here is the reality check. Unhealthy digital habits don't usually begin with a major life crisis or some big flashing warning sign. Actually, scratch that. It's more like they just sneak up on us slowly. They build up in the tiny, seemingly harmless choices we make dozens of times every single day. And this brilliantly illustrates how that slow creep happens. Are you checking your phone every few minutes out of pure muscle memory? Do you sit down to scroll for just 5 minutes and suddenly an entire hour completely vanishes? Or how about staring at a device while eating your meals instead of, actually tasting your food? Or think about a student staying awake super late watching just one more video when their body desperately needs rest. Over time, those tiny habits just compound. You become constantly distracted, you're perpetually tired, your brain never fully shuts down. You feel anxious, always waiting for that next ping or buzz. And the greatest irony of it all, despite being connected to the entire internet, you end up feeling completely disconnected from the actual human beings sitting right next to you. It's an overwhelming, exhausting cycle. Okay, let's take a collective deep breath here. Think about that scattered, stressed feeling of trying to study while constantly checking messages. Your brain jumping back and forth, you're achieving basically nothing. Now compare that to the incredible relief of simply setting your phone physically aside for dedicated, screen-free time. This is where we pivot. This is how we bridge the gap from the problem right into the solution. Because here is the really great news. Building healthy digital habits doesn't mean avoiding technology completely. We're not saying you should throw your phone into the ocean and go live in the woods. No way. It just means moving from a passive stance to an active one. It means using your devices with intention, with real purpose, and with balance. You decide when to use the tool, instead of letting the tool use you. So how exactly do we do that? Well, by setting clear, non-negotiable boundaries for screen-free zones, like when you're studying or doing deep work, or when you're eating. Imagine sitting at a lunch table, inviting your friends to just put their phones away with you, and actually enjoying the food and the company. The whole vibe changes. Obviously, during sleep too, when you're exercising and moving your body, and absolutely most importantly, during face-to-face conversations. Giving someone your undivided attention, that's quite literally one of the highest forms of respect you can offer today. Let's move to and see how this builds into real actionable steps for taking your day back. Step 1, go into your settings right now and turn off unnecessary notifications. You really don't need to know the exact second someone likes a post. Step 2, take regular scheduled breaks from your screens. Step 3, and this is absolutely massive for our mental well-being, consciously avoid comparing your messy, real life with the highly filtered highlight reels you see online. And Step 4, proactively carve out time for offline activities. Read a book, play a sport, do things that keep you calm, active, and genuinely connected. But listen, this explainer isn't just about you as an individual. Healthy digital habits become exponentially more powerful when we encourage others. I mean, we don't exist in a vacuum, right? The choices you make ripple out to your friends, your classmates, your family, your coworkers. When you elevate your own habits, you really have this opportunity to become a leader in your own community. And leading by example is surprisingly simple. You become a positive role model literally just by putting your own phone away. When you're hanging out with others, respect those screen-free moments. If you notice a friend or classmate who seems super stressed or overwhelmed by all the digital noise, check on them. Actively promote kindness in your online interactions. And crucially, remind the people in your circle that if the digital world is getting to be too much, asking for help isn't a weakness. It is a massive, massive sign of strength. Now, what's really interesting about this core message is how everything we've talked about distills into this powerful four-word mantra. Pause, balance, connect, lead. Pause before you blindly reach for that phone. Find your balance with your screen-free zones. Truly connect with the physical world and the real people in it. And then lead your peers by setting an amazing example. Honestly, that is the whole formula right there. This entire framework comes to us from the Experts Academy Safe Digital Schools Initiative. It's built on this fantastic idea of being safe today, stronger tomorrow. Because every single healthy choice you make doesn't just protect your own well-being, it helps build a safer, way more supportive, and much more resilient digital culture for absolutely everyone around you. We use tech wisely, we protect our minds, and we stay connected to what actually matters. Ultimately, healthy digital habits don't begin with the big tech companies, and they sure don't begin tomorrow. They begin with you, right now. So, looking at everything we've unpacked in this explainer, what is the very first choice you are going to make today to take back control of your time? Seriously, go make that choice. Thank you so much for learning with me today, and I'll see you in the next explainer.